Are you thinking about getting the Kink Downside BMX bike, but you're not too sure what parts come on it? Well, in today's video, I'm going to do an explain and review on this Kink Downside bike. And you're not going to see photos of a bicycle. You're going to actually see a real bicycle rider touching and feeling the bike and giving you an actual review. A person that sees hundreds of bikes every week is going to give you an actual review. This isn't just your post up a photo of a bike and assume what the bike is. We can touch, smell, and almost taste the bike. So let's get through it. Let's tell you everything about the bike from the front to the back. Tell you about the frame and all the other pieces that come on it. So check it out. We always start with the grips, so we're definitely going to do that. These grips are the Kink Form grips. These are an extra long grip with the rib pattern on here. What I do notice on these grips is that they're a little bit different. Most grips are perfectly flat, but they actually have like a little small curve right there. So that actually will help your hand stay on there. Just kind of gives it a little unique style. I think that's pretty rad. Going to the lever, we got the Mission lever right here. This thing's a heavy duty alloy lever. Check out this lever. It's a little bit thicker than most of the other levers. It's not round. It's kind of have a flat spot, but it feels really nice on your hands. It's got nice barrel adjusters and everything to adjust your brake cable if need be. Going to the brake cable, regular brake cables, when you spin it, it will actually tighten up your brakes and won't allow your back wheel to spin. With this cable here, this is a linear cable, Mission linear cable, and it allows you to spin your bars and your brakes aren't going to get tighter. This is called a compressionless housing and cable, and it also works really nice. So definitely suggest one of these if you don't got one of these on your bike. Going to the stem, we got the Kink Brute stem. This thing is a top load stem. Pretty heavy duty stem. It's got some cutouts on the side, 6mm bolts on the side and the top. It's got some laser etching on the top, and it's got a pretty cool fork cap up here that's going to go into the fork. This fork goes into the steer tube, which is right here. Not the actual frame, but the tube that goes through the forks or through the frame and connects to the fork. That's called your steer tube or steer tube. That thing is 4130 chromoly to keep it from bending. Going up to the headset, we got the Mission Tall integrated headset. This thing keeps your bar spinning smooth, and it raises your stem pretty tall and eliminates all the headset spacers. So the more spacers that you have, the more prone your headset is to coming loose. So having a tall cap on there really eliminates a lot of extra work that you have to do. So I think that's pretty cool. Going to the forks, they got tapered legs. Look how they're bigger here, and then they taper down to a thinner tubing to keep them strong, at the same time keeping them lightweight and helping to clear the peg when you bolt on pegs. So notice how the peg is not even hitting the dropout, or I mean not the fork leg, and it's secured onto the dropout. So that's pretty cool. Going to the pegs, we got Mission nylon pegs. These things are pretty long. I don't know the exact length. They look like they're 4.75, which is most of the standards now. It's got a steel core and a plastic outer core to help you slide fast. Going to the front hub, we got the Mission Bond front hub, and this thing has hub guards on it. It's got stainless steel spokes, brass nipples, and in this hub we got sealed bearings, and it's got this cool laser etching on here. This is one of the first things that we noticed. We thought it looked really rad. You probably do too. Going to the rim, we got the Mission Mylar double wall rim. This thing's 36 hole, but notice how the spokes are spread out a lot wider. That's to keep the rim from bending and adds a lot more strength and rigidity to your rim. Next is the wake tire. Let me check on this one. This is the 2.45, I believe. Let me double check. Yeah, 245, and it holds 35 to 65 psi. This tire has a lot of knurling on it. It doesn't have deep grooves, so it looks relatively light. I would love to see it off of the rim, but this tire looks pretty sweet. It's got a lot of knurling on it. Got a nice round profile. It looks like it'll grip to almost any surface and still roll really fast. So I think that looks pretty rad. Going back to the brakes, we got the Mission alloy brakes right here. These have 2 arms that hold on this dual cable right here. These brakes work really nice right out of the box. The tension isn't very hard. It's pretty easy to pull. So I think you would love those brakes and how they feel. Going down to the cranks and pedals, we have the Kink Hemlock pedals. These are a super thick, heavy duty nylon PC pedal. They got a lot of knurling on it and a lot of pins. If you're wearing Vans shoes, these things will definitely grip on there. See how much grip you got? So your feet will definitely not fall off. Awesome pedal for riding BMX. We got the Kink Ridge cranks in the 165 millimeter. These are 8 spline crank, full chromoly and chromoly spindle. And we also got the Mission imprint, Kink imprint 25-2 sprocket. This one has some wild knurling on here. It looks pretty sick. We also have the Mission 510H chain. This one's a little bit heavy duty chain than most of them. If you look on the top, the outer plates are a lot thicker. And if you look at the side plates are a lot taller. And then they also have ramps on the inside so that your chain drops on really smooth and really nice. The other thing is that the pins are heat treated so that the pins don't fall apart or the plates don't pop off the pins very easily. So this chain is a very high quality chain, and you could BMX on it, and you should definitely have a lot of confidence when pedaling hard because it's probably not going to break. Going to the seat, we have the Kink Stealth seat. This thing has a hidden bolt underneath, and we got the Mission alloy Stealth seat post. See if I could maybe pop it up a little bit so you can see the top right here on the back side over here. Is this one in?
It's in the front.
Oh, it's on the front. So right here you can tighten it up. It goes inside the seat and tightens up the bolt to secure it. So that's how you'll secure that seat. Going to the back, we got the same wake tire on the rear. We got the same rim, same spokes, but the hub gets changed up. We got the Pace Mission Free Coaster hub on here. Free Coaster will allow you to roll forward and backwards without your cranks spinning. On a cassette, when you roll backwards, when this wheel rolls backwards, it'll make the cranks automatically spin. But on a free coaster, you can roll forward 180 and it will roll backwards. So if you're looking up for a bike that you can 180, you could do free coaster tricks, freestyle tricks, this would be definitely a bike that I would suggest for you. If you're riding ramps, you're riding street, any of that stuff is totally fine. If you plan on riding trails, you can still ride this hub and this back wheel, but keep in mind there will be a slight slack to it before it actually pedals. So if you're trying to pedal in between the jumps to hit another jump, it's gonna take a little bit more time for it to grab. But with that said, if you're pedaling in between jumps, you probably shouldn't be jumping them. You should probably worry about pumping and learning how to pump and racer over the jumps and stuff like that. So I don't think the free coaster would be a problem. I see a lot of my friends and myself riding trails, really big jumps, and we have free coasters because most trails you don't have to pedal anymore. It's drop in, pump, and do your thing. So super sick bike just in general. If you want a free coaster, get a free coaster. These things are dope. 180s into grinds to 180s work awesome with this. Let's go up to the frame. We're going to start with the back. We normally start with the front, but I think that's the juicy information that everybody wants. So we're going to start from the back. This frame is a full chromoly frame. Make sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's full chromoly. If not, I'll make a comment in the post and let you know it's not. Let you know what tubes are, but I'm pretty sure it is. It's got a pretty small dropout. It's got big chain stays and seat stays, and they're capped on the end. I really like that. Next up, if you see the seat stays, they got a big tall bridge right here. This is a little bit different than most seat stay bridges. So these are the seat stays that connect the seat, I guess the top tubes right here. And these are the chain stays down here, which run along with the chain. But this rear bridge right here, this bridge is in between and makes it super rigid. I rarely see them that long and like that, so that definitely looks unique. And then when we look down here, it's also similar to that, which I haven't seen, but they crimped it right here to give the tire a lot of clearance and gave the sprocket a lot of clearance. So I think that's pretty rad. Haven't really seen that, so that's very interesting. Going to the bottom bracket, this has a mid bottom bracket, and the bottom bracket's machined out quite a bit. See how it kind of curves and goes down there? It also goes to the bottom if you want to come down here. What's great about that is that it will allow you to lock into cricket grinds or derrick dusters a lot better, because now the bottom bracket is kind of holding it in there. So if you're doing a lot of cricket grinds, derrick dusters, or any weird tricks like that, this bike could definitely be up your alley and help you out with a lot of those tricks. Let's go to the paint color. I think this paint color looks amazing. It has this weird purple chameleon paint with this pink rose down here, and it's got some crazy Kink BMX. It looks like an oddity sticker or something. You guys see that show Oddities? That's what it kind of looks like, but it looks really sick. It's kind of a matte shiny, I don't know, a metallic looking paint job. It looks pretty sick. Going to the head tube, we have an integrated machined out head tube with gyro tabs, so if you decide to put a gyro on here, you totally can. On the front, we got two gussets on the top and the bottom. These little extra plates are called gussets, and they are welded on top of the normal tubing to give it more strength right here. Usually when frames break or you case and you don't clear the jump, the frame will break right here. So adding those will give it extra strength and add life to your frame. Next up is the frame size. This is probably what you guys are all worried about. This comes in one size only. If you don't fit this size specifically, always keep in mind that, are you growing? Are you shrinking? Are you staying the same? Are you over 18? Or what are you really riding this bike for? So there's kind of a say-so on what size bike to ride on certain heights, but it all ends up being kind of preference. So this top tube is 20.75. So with that said, recommended height to ride this bike is probably between 5'8", and that's pushing it on the short side of things, to 5'10", which is probably more of the norm, and then going all the way up to 6'1", or maybe even 6'2", but that's super pushing it. And the reason why I said such a vast amount is because BMXers are kind of changing and everything like that. So if you are riding this and it's too tall or too long for you, say so. So let's say you're 5'8" or 5'10", and this is a little long for you. A lot of people ride this longer frame because they're not doing tech tricks. They're not jibbing on curbs. These guys are hitting the ramps, jumping far, jumping big, airing out, and they need the bike to track straighter. So you got to think about it like an arrow. Are you going to shoot a little stubby pencil as an arrow? And is it going to shoot straight, or are you going to have a super thin, long arrow to allow it to shoot straight? Obviously, the longer arrow will shoot straighter, and that does the same thing when you're riding the bike. So 27.5 is a great size. This is the most common size that we sell in aftermarket frames. This fits most of the people. So if you're growing and you're not an adult yet and you're 5'8", I would definitely suggest buying this, because it'll take a few months for you to grow into it, but by that time you're not going to outgrow it and need another bike. Now if you're 6'1" like I am, I would totally recommend this if you're riding street, you're riding parks, maybe hitting trails a little bit. But when I rode my 27.5 on the trails, I definitely felt it a lot squirrely. I used to ride 21. I went down to 27.5 for tail whips, 360s, just skate park stuff. Just fits me way better, feels way better. So 6'1", you could totally ride this, and from my experience, I love it. If you're riding street and park and stuff like that. So that's the size I would recommend if you're any of those heights for this bicycle. Now it's up to you to pick out what you want it to do. If you want a tech bike and you're 5'8", I wouldn't probably pick this up because this might be too long for you. And if you're 6'1" and you're riding trails, I wouldn't suggest this one. I'd probably say a 21 to a 21.8 for you. So I hope that helped you. But yes, that's today's explain and review about this Kink Downside. If you want one of these things, head over to Stack BMX and get this awesome looking bike for yourself.